Have you ever watched a movie that made you think, what did I just watch? Sit in the theaters, sit on your couch, hands up like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Well, this movie is one of those movies. 2007, The Bee Movie is the hour and 31-minute animated film starring Jerry Seinfeld, written by Jerry Seinfeld and a few other people. And I sat there watching, what is this mess? How did I get into this rabbit hole? Pretty much, I saw a bunch of reels starring Patrick Warburton's character's Ken, where he's yelling at 110% on every single scene. Now I'm like, why is Crunk from Emperor's New Groove,
well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense,
yelling at every single moment you see him in? What is going on here?
Oh, that bee is living my life!
Let it go, Kenny.
When will this nightmare end?
This man is going through it, and why is he going through it? Because the only thing I knew about this movie before I decided to sit down and actually give it a go was that Barry the Bee, the main character, falls in love with Vanessa, a human person. And I was like, all right, that's weird, but whatever. We're just going to roll with it. And rolling is what I did. I decided to roll with it, and that's exactly what I did. So I decided to sit down and watch the movie after seeing Ken go off at every turn. And I was like, there's no way this man is yelling at the top of his lung in the studio for every single scene.
Stop, honey, because I believe you're about to eat it! Oh yeah, I predicted global warming. I could feel it getting hotter. First I thought it was just me. What? Stop! Bit of weakness.
But it was my grandmother, Ken. She's 81.
Honey, her backhand's a joke. I'm not gonna take advantage of that. Why does he talk again?
Listen, you better go, because we're really busy working.
But it's our yogurt night.
Oh, bye-bye.
Oh. Why is yogurt night so difficult?
I was wrong. He is legit yelling at every single scene in the studio, and I'm like, what is going on here? Why is Patrick Warburton yelling to octave 110? That's not how octave works, but roll with me with this, okay? So I gave the Bee Movie a shot. And at first, the movie starts off pretty generic. You have your main character, Barry the Bee, who just graduated college. Him and his friend are talking about what the things they're going to go off and do in life, and it's pretty much just the same routine. They get out, go back to work, go home, get up, go to work, go home, get up, go to work. They make honey. That's all they do. They're honeybees. They're going to make honey. And Barry's like, no, there gotta be more to life than just that. I want to do something else. I don't want to be assigned to just making honey. And his friend's like, hey man, no, that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna make honey. Just live with it. Like, meet one of the ladies over there. And Barry's like, that's my cousin. And he's like, what? And Barry's like, we're all relatives. We all in the same hive. And I'm like, why is there bee incest in my movie? Okay, I didn't need to know that. It's an animated movie. I don't even know how the mechanism of bee life works. Whatever. So Barry meets the special unit of bees by, just out and about, and they kind of land, and the women are like, oh my gosh, they're so cool. They're special unit bees. They're like the Air Force. And they go out, they go get nectar and pollen and bring it back to the hive to make the honey and whatnot. And Barry's like, well, I want to do that. And his friend's like, I don't think you can. Barry's like, bet. And he pretends to be one of the guys. Well, one of the Air Force B unit people sees Barry and is like, well, you think you're one of these guys? Well, you think you can walk a mile in my shoes? Well, heck, let's go for a fly along. And Barry's like, okay, cool. It's like, all right, cool. That's how you get out the hive. That's how we're going to do this thing. Because Barry's never supposed to leave the hive. He's a worker bee. It's like, all right, cool. And then Barry just shows up. They're about to leave the hive. He shows up, and I almost thought I missed a part in the movie. I was like, did I miss a scene? No, it legit happens like that. He shows up. He just hop in line, no uniform, no outfit, and the general just like, I don't care, fly away. So they fly away. He goes out and about, and he's doing a good job. He's pollinating. He's getting the nectar. He's doing good work. Everybody's like, okay, cool, Barry, you're going good. You're amazing. You're a hero. And then they see some other things they think is flowers end up being tennis balls. When this word Ken rolls into play. And so Ken and Vanessa are playing tennis. Barry gets caught up in it. Barry gets discombobulated. He then gets lost. Bunch of shenanigans happen. It starts raining. And by the way, rain is not good for bees. Bees can't fly when they get wet. And in this movie, in a way, and the general tells us that before the movie starts. He's like, hey, do not, or not before the movie starts, but before this scene starts, he's like, hey, do not go out there when it's raining. You need to get back. It's not safe. You'll be in danger. Well, Barry's like, I'm in danger. He flies through it, gets hit. He falls into an apartment that Ken and Vanessa are in. He just saw them down the street, but whatever. Ken sees Barry. Ken tries to kill Barry, but Vanessa stops him. Ken's allergic to bees, by the way, so he's like, I'm gonna end this man's whole career. and Vanessa saves him. Vanessa said, bees are great, do not hurt them. And Ken's like, but I'm allergic. And Vanessa said, you're being a baby. Okay, cool. Well, when Vanessa saves Barry, Barry falls in love with Vanessa. He gets the googly eyes, like, who is this special being? She saved my life, and that's all he can think about is Vanessa. He starts daydreaming about a grown human being. Mind you, they said humans and bees are not supposed to interact in this movie in a sense of talking. Bees not supposed to talk to humans, humans not supposed to talk to bees. Okay, so that's a plot point that we're laying down. One, water. It's dangerous. Humans and bees can communicate. Also, if a bee stings somebody, they will die. All right, we got those three pieces there, right? Okay, cool. Barry thinks about this. He gets caught up on this girl, tells his friend, hey, I'm caught up on this girl. I don't know the friend's name. I don't care to know the friend's name. I'm going to skip it. Anyway, he gets caught up on the girl. He gets back out there. He goes meet her, and he just talks to her. She was like, oh, wait a minute. This bee is talking to me and he's communicating with me. He speaks English, not bee language, but English. Okay, so she thinks she's losing her mind. She thinks she's going crazy. And I'm like, okay, cool. Now that's a thing that a person should do when they see something that is talking to them that's not supposed to talk to them. You probably think I am going crazy. Let me think I'm dreaming. She's like, I'm not dreaming. She tried to pinch herself, kind of thing, stab herself actually. And she's like, okay, I'm not dreaming. And so you really are talking to me. Barry's like, yeah, I'm really talking to you. I want to get to know you. Cool beans. And that's like, all right, fine and dandy and whatnot. So what's next? So Barry and Vanessa start to get to know each other and they're talking about the bee life and human world and all this stuff. They're sitting chilling. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's all right. They're hanging out with each other and they're like walking around like, all right, cool. That's all right. And then the movie takes another turn where this guy in the store smacks Barry, trying to kill him. Which makes sense. There's a bee flying around the store next to a person. You don't know this bee. He goes and swings at the bee. And Vanessa saves Barry again. And then Barry realizes, after getting saved, that there's a whole aisle of honey in this store. And that we are selling honey that bees made hard work doing, okay? All right, cool. Barry loses it. He's like, I need to figure out who is making honey, who is manufacturing this honey, and who do we need to stop? Do we need to stop Ray Liotta, or do I need to stop somebody else? We need to get to the bottom of this. And Vanessa's like, yo, chill. And Barry's like, I ain't chilling for nothing. So Barry then goes and figure out where the packages are coming from. He stakes out in the warehouse of the store guy who smacked him, I guess the manager. He's like, I can sense him. He's around here. And the other dude's like, what are you talking about? The bee is around here and he's going to come out and get me.
You almost done? Almost. He is here. I sense it.
And I'm sitting here like, wait, he knows bees can talk? I thought he didn't know bees can talk. So apparently this is happening, and he's not questioning it either. He's not going insane either. He is 1000% thinking, hey, this bee can talk, and I can communicate with this bee, and this is not crazy at all, but we're going to do this together. So whatever. The guy goes and do this. He's trying to fight Barry. Barry fights him back. Barry doesn't lose his stinger. Barry gets the one up on this grown adult, which is fair, because people don't want to get stung by bees and wasps. I get it. I'm the same way. I don't front him for this. Barry pretty much interrogates him and tells him, tell me who your supplier is. The guy like, all right, I give in. I don't want to get stung. Here's supplier. You got to go out to this place, these farms. Cool. Barry follows this truck, gets onto the truck, and then he meets Chris Rock, the mosquito. Sure. Barry keeps going. He gets to the farm and realizes it's a bee farm. And at this farm, they are gassing bees down to take their honey that the bees work so hard to do. These bees doesn't know that they're inside a manufactured beehive. They're just getting shot down and gassed down, and Barry's like appalled. And by the way, the guys, the worker who doing it, they're like sound like so malicious and gangster. Like they're like, yeah, I got this spray here. It's like I'm about to sit here and do the the weaponry and all that stuff. You see? And I'm like, okay, cool.
It's semi-automatic. Twice the nicotine, all the tar. Couple breaths of this knocks him right out.
So Barry sees this, and Barry decides to sue the human race.
What have we gotten into here, Barry?
I don't know, but it's pretty big, isn't it?
Good Lord. And we get a lawyer who is against Barry, who is like, I am the defendant for the human race, and I am sitting here, I do see here that this bee is trying to take away our honey, our lovable honey, and this guy is trying to take it from us, and I will not let that happen.
Mr. Benson D., I'll ask you what I think we'd all like to know. What exactly is your relationship to that woman?
And Barry's like, well, Your Honor, I'm trying to, my people, we are working with the honey so hard, and we're getting screwed out of here. We're not getting anything from this. And the bad guy lawyer, I don't know his name. I don't care to know his name. He is pretty much trying to get Barry to be so mad that he end up getting his friend to stab him in the buttocks. So that way his friend starts to die, and to show that bees are actually malicious and they can't control their temper because he got them so mad and riled up. Anyway, his friend's about to die. They end up saving his friend by replacing his butt with like a toothpick. Cool, the doctors was able to do it, and they did actual surgery. By the way, all the bees out the beehive are now at this court case, and not a single person is questioning that bees can talk. Matter of fact, not a single person in this court case is questioning that bees can talk. Everybody just completely accept the fact that bees can talk. Even bees accept the fact that bees are now talking to humans, and there's no issue whatsoever. This was a talking point at the beginning of the movie that you shouldn't do, and they're doing it willy-nilly. Why did you make that point if it didn't matter? Anyway, keep moving. Barry makes a good point in case by, I don't know what he did. I completely forgot. I really don't care. But Barry turning the tables on the human race and end up winning the court case and showing that, hey, bees deserve everything because we are making it and we deserve everything about it, and we're taking our honey back. So bees take their honey back. They now have all the honey in the world, but because of that, the flowers in New York City dies, and the flowers around the world dies, and this happens within the span of, I don't know, I thought it was like a month or two. No, apparently it happened overnight, and the guy said it. He even said like, hey man, Barry, by you win this court case and get on your honey back for the rest of the bees, you realize that you're about to mess up the ecosystem more than you know. So keep the heads up. That's what the bad lawyer says, and sure enough, he did. So after the plant started dying out, which once again, this happened, I swear it should have took maybe a few months, 6 months. Apparently, like I said before, it happened overnight. It happened overnight, and Vanessa, she's a florist, her shops get closed down. She's now mad at Barry. Barry's like, what have I done? I have ruined everything. How do we make this right? They make a death pact with each other because reasons, and then they realize there's one more chance to save the world. Is that there is a flower parade, and I want to say it's in California, and I want to say the LA area, if not San Francisco area. Once again, this doesn't matter to the movie about where the location's at. Anyway, they fly to, I want to say Pasadena. I want to say it actually was in Pasadena. They fly to Pasadena to the Rose Bowl, I believe. Anyway, it went to the flower parade. They get the last piece of flowers, and they need to get it back to New York so they can plant it and start pollinating the environment again, and specifically the park that's in New York right now that's drawing a blank on me is a huge park, and just literally drew a blank on me. Like somebody's at home screaming right now about that park. But anyway, I live in Kansas City, so I'm sorry. I apologize to you New Yorkers out there about that park. But it's legit. I'm thinking about it right now. It's in the Spider-Man game. You can swing around in it. But anyway, they need to pollinate the flowers in that area to save the world and save mankind and animal kind and the kingdom and everything. So they get the flowers. They get back to. This is crazy. They try to get back to New York, and Barry's on the plane with Vanessa. They have the pack of flowers, and the pilots lose their mind because there's a storm going on. They can't land, and they lose their minds because Barry shows up. They like there's a bee. Vanessa goes in. They end up knocking themselves out, and Barry and Vanessa need to land the plane. Okay, so we go from suing a court case to trying to land a plane with a bee. All right. And then the bees are listening to this on the radio, on the news, because the bees in the beehive are able to get a news broadcast of Barry trying to land this plane. So the Air Force bees all get together, as well as other bees, to go and help Barry land this plane to bring the flowers back home. And they managed to do this by carrying the plane with a bunch of bees, and also direction as well on how to land it. Barry tells Vanessa how to fly and trust her instincts, and they land the plane, plant the flowers, and save mankind and humankind and animal kind and all the kinds in the world. What a movie. Now, Ali, you're thinking, wait a minute. This is an hour and 31 minutes. It is all in an hour and 31 minutes. Yes, this movie moves as fast as my review moved. It is crazy. And I wish I could say I'm over-exaggerating on this movie. I am not over-exaggerating this movie. It was a good start. It really did. It happened in the first half. And then that back half of the movie and the spot where they go into the court case really tips the table for me. And I'm like, what am I watching? This movie is not good. It is not good. It is not good. The voice acting in this movie, everybody sounds just like their normal self. Jerry Seinfeld is just talking.
I had no idea.
And Chris Rock is just talking.
Ma'am, I was already a blood-sucking parasite.
Patrick Warburton is just, actually, I don't know if he's just talking. That's just how his acting voice is.
When will this nightmare end?
But that's what he sounds like. He sounds like every other character you hear in his movie. Nobody's really voice acting in this movie. The animation is fine. It holds up. It's good. Like, the animation is probably the bright spot of this movie. I believe this is DreamWorks, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check that. I believe it definitely is DreamWorks, the one who made this movie. And it is made by, is it DreamWorks? Let me see. Yep, DreamWorks Animation. It is made by DreamWorks. I guess they really thought that this movie was going to take off. Like, John Goodman is the lawyer? No way. Is that real? Leighton T. No, it's not Leighton T. Yeah. Leighton T. Montgomery is John Goodman. I love that. Sully is playing John Goodman. Love it here. But yes, this movie is not good. It is not a good movie. The movie had a budget of $150 million. It only brought home, what, 129, 136, like, nationwide in the United States, which they ain't bring their money back. They definitely didn't do that. let me see, 126 million United States and Canada, and then worldwide it brought 293 million. This movie did not make its money back at all. It's bad. IMDb gives this movie a 6.1 out of 10, and then Rotten Tomatoes give it a 49% from the critics, and the audience give it a 53%. I've seen a lot of bad movies. This channel has a lot of bad movies on here. This movie is definitely not good. I will say this though. It's not bad in a sense where you hate your life. There's a lot of movies you can watch where you're just like, this movie is so bad that I want to pull my eyeballs out.
When will this nightmare end?
The B movie is not that kind of bad movie. It's that kind of bad movie where you watch with your friends and you chuckle and laugh at it. You're not going to take it seriously because the movie is just, it doesn't deliver on seriousness. And I get it's supposed to be a comedy, but there's a way you can have comedy. The Other Guys, a good comedy. Shrek, a good comedy. This movie just, it jumps the shark when it hits the court case, and then the flying the plane as a resolution for a climax is like, what are we doing, man? What are we doing here? The movie does have a lot of B puns in it. It does, but what can you expect? It's a comedy animated movie, PG. You're gonna have B puns left and right. Like one of the worst things, like one of the first things he does in this movie, Barry puts on a shirt that legit matches exactly his body. He goes black whites with yellow stripes. Got that. Yellow stripes with black stripes. That's different. I'm gonna go with that. Now I probably said it backwards because it doesn't really matter. Like at times you forget that he's wearing a sweater. But the movie, it's a bad movie, but I would say it's a fun bad movie. You're gonna have a good time with this. You're not gonna be like, this is one of the worst things I've seen in my life. Well, it is one of the worst things you can see, but there's worse. Put that out there. There's worse movies. This could be Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Count your blessings. It's not. All right, grading time. I'm going to grade the B movie from 2007. This movie gets a solid D from me. It gets 1,000% a 60%. It is actually a 65%. It's not a D minus, it's a D. It's not good, but I did enjoy myself watching the movie. I really enjoyed Patrick Warburton's Ken character. He had me rolling so much, every single thing. And at the end of the movie, he's like, when will this nightmare end? Oh, I didn't even talk about that, how Vanessa breaks up with him. And I guess by the end of the movie, she opened her flower shop. Ken is now, and I can't, Barry is a lawyer who works outside the flower shop. And Ken is 1,000% beside himself at this movie. He's just a guy who wanted to date, I think it was her fiance, if not her boyfriend, I don't know. He just wanted to date this lady, and this lady dumped him for a B. Yeah, man. Yeah. This movie's a D. A D for me, a 65%. If you've seen the B movie, what did you guys think? Please put in the comment section below, because this movie is adorable trash. It's the best way to call it. It is adorable trash. Something you can enjoy on a Friday night if you need a laugh, you need a chuckle, but it is not good. Adorable trash. All right, thank you guys for watching my review of the B movie. Hope you have a great one. See you on next episode. Please like, share, subscribe. Also have a Patreon/Ali Zakka, and for $2 a month, you get reviews and you get my gameplay from my gameplay channel up before it comes out on YouTube. But thank you guys for watching. Please tell friends and family. I love you guys. See you on next episode, and keep being awesome. Thank you guys for making it to the end of this video. I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. You can watch another episode of Ali Plays over here. You can watch another episode of Ali Reviews over there. Oh, by the way, I do have a Patreon, Patreon/AliZakka for $2 a month. You can get episodes out on there way before they come out on YouTube. And thank you guys once again, one more time. I don't think you understand how genuinely appreciative I am for you sticking to the end of this video. But please like, share, subscribe. We appreciate that. The show appreciates it. And see you next episode, and keep being awesome.